Okay, somebody yesterday asked me how many Mosins I have. I actually have 6 of them. I showed you the 3 Ist-West one, the actions for them yesterday, including this one. But these are my 3 Tulas, 26, a 32, and a 38. And the 38 is a round receiver. These 2 are both the hex. I've got 1 round receiver of each factory, only I prefer the older guns, so I tend to look for the hex receivers. But as far as between Tulas and Ist-West, it really doesn't matter. I thought it was funny for a while. There was one outfit that was charging like $10 more for a Tula. But it just chanced that my Ist-West guns have actually shot better than my Tulas. But, that's, people charge what they think they can get for them. But the reason I'm making this video, this red shellac that comes on them is just the most horrid finish that you can imagine. You just touch it on anything and it scratches. It's just really tough to deal with. This one's in pretty good shape, but I don't shoot that one a lot. So it hasn't got real scratched up, but they're just a bugger to deal with. Just knock anything and they're scratched. But this is a 21 Ist-West that I like, that I shoot a lot, and that one I put pine tar on. Now, I know Gun Geek did a video and he mentioned pine tar, and I just want to make sure that people understand, you don't put straight pine tar on, because this is straight pine tar. You ain't getting that on. It would do you no good. It would never go in. It would just lay on the surface. But you mix it with linseed oil, boiled linseed oil. About half and half, though. I have started throwing in a little bit of turpentine too. And where turpentine is nice to have on hand, because I'd say if you do get a ding in it, though, this stuff is really almost impossible to ding because it isn't a coating, it's part of the wood. But if you just take a little bit of turpentine on a rag, it dissolves the pine tar again and it works it right back in. So you can take any little dents and dings, though the surface is very resilient anyway. Because it isn't just a surface coating. Like this stuff is just a horribly thin surface coating. This stuff goes into the wood and it stays in the wood. But another really important thing that people tend to forget to mention, a key ingredient is heat. When I put this stuff on, I'll put a layer of pine tar and linseed oil on, and I'll heat it until it bubbles, and then rub off the excess. And there's a good time. A little bit of turpentine helps to rub off the excess. But I do that repeatedly because what you're trying to do, the pine tar has to be carried in to the wood with the linseed oil, and the heat opens up the pores and pulls it down in there. The heat is very important. If you don't have it burst into flames once in a while, you're not doing it hot enough. It really has to bubble. I learned to do it from my cross-country skis. I have a pair of old Swedish wooden cross-country skis, and they have to be tarred before they're waxed, and that's what you have to do. You have to use pine tar, and you have to get it on fire once in a while. But beautiful finish. Adds density to the wood, though it adds resilience to it. And it's completely impervious to weather. Really great finish, but you do have to heat it because it's not tacky. Like people think, oh, tar on the gun is going to be tacky. It's not tacky, but it's not slippery. Like if you use oil or this, or worse yet, that poly, the gun is slippery. This has got a very tactile feel to it. I use it on all my tool handles, hammer handles, axe handles, that sort of thing. Every time I see somebody putting oil on an axe handle, I think that's just asking for trouble. You want something that is easy to grip. And pine tar is the thing. It's a very important product. And the more I use it, the more I like it, the more uses I find for it. There's hardly anything I do in wood that I don't use pine tar on now. You know, if you're going to bother to do something, make it in a way that'll last forever. Like this bench sits outside year-round. It's got pine tar on it. But I just want to make sure people understand. It's not like putting on a coat of varnish or putting on a coat of polyurethane. You're actually trying to impregnate the wood with it. So you have to get it hot. You have to open them pores, get it down in there. And heat is what you need.